Hello and welcome. So, you've put in the hours, you've absolutely crushed the exams, and your academic record, it's something to be really, really proud of. You've done the heavy lifting, and that is a huge deal. But now you're aiming higher. You're going for those life changing, fully funded scholarships at some of the best universities in the world. And believe me, that calls for a whole new level of strategy. So let's just get right to the question that's probably been nagging at you. You've got the grades, right? You have the proof of your academic talent. So why isn't that the golden ticket? Especially for these huge opportunities like the Commonwealth, MasterCard Foundation, or Fulbright scholarships. It's a really frustrating question for so many brilliant people out there. And here's the answer. It's because these top-tier programs are looking way beyond your transcript. They're not just picking students. They're investing in people they believe are going to become the next leaders, innovators, and groundbreaking researchers. See, your grades prove you're a great student, but your recommendation letter, that's what proves you're a great investment. It's the story that makes your potential real. Okay, let's dive into what we're calling the funding gap secret. And we call it that because really understanding what makes a recommendation letter powerful can be the one thing that closes that gap between being qualified and being fully funded. It all starts with one simple but powerful word: strong. So, what even is a strong recommendation? Well, it's definitely not just a letter that says you're good. It's a detailed, evidence based testimony. And for those of you aiming for those fully funded PhD programs, pay attention to this phrase: potential for independent research. That's the magic right there. That's what convinces a committee that you're not just a student, you're a future scholar who can actually handle a massive research project. It's specific, it's powerful, and it's anything but generic. And look, this isn't just me talking. This is a proven strategy from people who've been there and done that. Check out this user on Reddit. Their professor told them to explicitly ask for a strong reference. That one word changes the whole dynamic. It tells your professor you don't just need a confirmation. You need an advocate. You need a champion. And this right here is the absolute key. For so many of these hyper-competitive scholarships, the story your letter tells can genuinely carry more weight than your GPA. I mean, think about it. A committee might see 10 applicants with nearly identical grades, but the one who's going to stand out is the one with a letter that paints a vivid picture of their resilience, their creativity, and their leadership potential. That's the person who gets the offer. So that leads us to the next critical step. You know you need a strong letter, but the strength of that letter depends completely on who writes it. This is not about collecting signatures from famous professors. No, this is about choosing your champions, the people who can actually tell your story with real passion and conviction. This slide just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you've got the big-name head of department. Yeah, you aced their class, but you never really talked. They're going to write a generic letter that says you're a good student. Okay, but on the other side, you have the lecturer who supervised your final year project, who saw you struggle with a problem and then find a brilliant solution. They are going to write a letter filled with specific examples showing that you are a promising researcher. Now, which of those two letters do you think a scholarship committee actually wants to read? It's a no-brainer. So, who are these potential champions? Let's just run through the list. It's the professor whose class you were really active in. Even if you got a B, it's about the participation, the discussion. It's the lab supervisor who saw your dedication up close, the faculty member who advised your thesis. Or hey, if you've been working, it could be a manager who can talk about your incredible work ethic. These are the people with the stories, the evidence that backs up the praise. Okay, so once you've picked your champions, your next job is to make it incredibly easy for them to write an amazing letter for you. You need to start thinking like a project manager. Your goal is to give your team everything they need to succeed. And that's where the strategic evidence folder comes in. It's a total game changer. And here's exactly what you're going to put in it. Your updated CV, of course, your draft personal statement, this is so they see your vision and goals, a super clear list of the programs and their deadlines, your transcript, and number 5 is the secret weapon, a brief summary to jog their memory. Remind them about that specific project you worked on or that insightful conversation you had after class. You are literally helping them write the letter you need. I really want you to let this sink in. This is a mindset shift. You are not a student begging for a favor. You are a future professional, a future colleague, and you are collaborating with a mentor on a really important project, your application. When you see it that way, it's so much more empowering. And honestly, it shows the kind of maturity that admissions committees are dying to see. Now for the actual ask. How do you do it? This is all about professional grace, especially when you think about the cultural context. Your professors are unbelievably busy. They're juggling teaching, their own research, admin, you name it. A polite, organized, and well-timed request shows that you respect their time, and it's way more likely to get you that enthusiastic yes. You've got to get the timing right. It's everything. The perfect timeline gives them tons of notice. So you make that first polite request about 4 to 6 weeks before the first deadline. Then, about a month out, you deliver your complete evidence folder. And then, only if you have to, you send one single gentle reminder a week before it's due. This just screams organized and respectful. So, what does that request email look like? Well, it should be a perfect example of clarity and professionalism. Greet them formally, explain your goals, and then use the magic phrase. Ask them directly, would you be willing and able to write a strong and positive letter for me? This gives them a really easy, respectable way to say no if they don't feel they can, which is great. It ensures you only get people who are truly in your corner. And of course, always, always thank them for their time. Okay, here's a piece of insider advice, and it is absolutely vital. On the application form, they're going to ask if you waive your right to see the recommendation letter. The answer is always yes, always. Waiving your right signals confidence to the admissions committee. It tells them this letter is going to be completely candid and honest. Not waiving it can actually look like a bit of a red flag. So just click yes and move on. We are so close. Your recommender has hit submit. Your application is in, but wait, you're not quite done yet. This final step is what separates a one-time transaction from the start of a real professional relationship. It's all about closing the loop with gratitude. Saying thank you is just not optional. A quick email or even a handwritten card goes such a long way. But don't stop there. Keep them updated on your results. Tell them about the acceptances and the rejections. They're invested in you. And when you finally make your decision, share that amazing news. These people are now part of your professional network for life. Treat them that way. So let's bring this all home. You have the talent. You have the grades. That's a given. The final piece of this whole puzzle is that powerful story that truly proves your potential. So the only question left is, who are you going to choose and equip to be your champion and tell that story? Go on, go build your team. Your future is waiting.